extra time.
You just mentioned earlier that you would like to land the first punch against the Indians. Can you just elaborate a bit on what are the plans that you have thought of to seize the initiative, especially given the first test is a ping ball match. So what are the challenge when you face somebody like Jasprit Bumrah with a ping ball?
So Raj, do you mean in the tour game?
No, the first test.
The plans for India in the first test?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're a high quality bowling attack. I think the key is going to be to start well and to keep them out of the game. If we allow them to have success with the new ball, it exposes our high quality middle order. So the role of the openers is similar to last year against New Zealand, who had really good new ball opening bowlers as well. If you can win the first hour, win the first session, it goes a long way into winning the first day. If you win the first day of a test match, you're in a really strong position. So that's, Bumrah, there are other bowlers. We're going to have to start well against them. It's the role of the openers. It's not always the runs you make. Sometimes it's the balls that you face and the pressure you can absorb in the context of the game. It goes a long way into getting the results. So little key moments like that, we need to win those key moments. It's what we've done really well over the last 12 months. And we've had a lot of success, our entire team. So we just have to continue that now.
If I could also ask one more, have you also done any specific training against spinners? How much of spin bowling have you kind of visualized facing in this in the A match?
Yeah, basically during the whole winter, our training, I sat down. We went through what the Indian squad was, or what was likely to be, and what their plans are, how they get wickets, and not only how to keep them out, but how to score runs off them. The best ways to apply pressure to them. So try and tailor my strengths to my game and how I match up well against these Indian bowlers. Every bowling attack's a little bit different, especially guys that come from the subcontinent compared to last summer when we were playing New Zealand. So there are different challenges, and you just have to adapt accordingly to give yourself the best chance to go well.
Yep. And just one about India, what are your memories of facing them back in 14-15, right at the start of your international career, and also how closely, I guess, did you size them up in 18-19 when, you were close to the team but didn't play until Sri Lanka a bit later in the season?
Yeah, obviously their bowling attack has stayed together for a long time now. So we've all seen their bowlers for a long time, but they're very skillful bowlers, and they're going to pose a huge threat. And we're going to have to be well prepared. They're a team that obviously you can't take lightly. They're a world-class outfit, and their bowling attack plays a big part in that. So again, we'll sit down this week. We'll prepare really well for this game. We'll get to Adelaide and do as much prep as we can there, and make sure that we are really prepared for a really tough battle. And in particular, as opening batters, that first session, that first hour, it's going to be crucial to the game and crucial to keeping the momentum of their bowling attack out. If we can start well, it's going to go a long way into winning the series.
Just a question about a couple of recent test instances where you played, and particularly against Sri Lanka in early 2019, where you played without, obviously, Dave in the side. Do you draw a bit on that, particularly that innings you played at Manica first day, and sort of being the backbone of a big first innings there in terms of what you're looking to do this summer?
Absolutely. Look, I think Dave's such a world-class player. It's always a nice luxury to have him at the other end. But at the same time, I've always said that, I try and take as much responsibility myself as well. I always talked about the games where Dave got out early. I really wanted to perform in those games. And in particular, now that he's out injured or potentially not playing, it's a great opportunity to play a senior role. In saying that, nothing changes drastically. It's about, I guess, working with whoever you're batting with at the time, and making sure that you're executing your skills as best as possible. But look, it's a huge role to fill that if Dave's not available, and it's not only one person, but it's probably the responsibility of a few guys to really step into that position.
Mentioned a bit earlier there, if Dave's not available,
I know nothing's confirmed at this point, but there's a bit of pessimism. Have you sort of had a chance to speak with him? Are you sort of, has he given up hope of that first test or given you an indication of when he thinks he'll be ready for test cricket?
No, look, knowing Dave, he's he's a very highly professional athlete, so he's doing everything he can to recover and be available. I'm not sure about the actual injury or the timeframes. I know that Dave's I think he's living in a hyperbaric chamber at the moment, so shows how much he wants to get fit and get out there. At the same time, we have to make sure that we're ready regardless of what the situation is, and make sure that come that first test, the 11 guys out in the field are ready to play a test match for Australia. Obviously, like I said before, it's a huge blow if Dave's not there. If he is, then great, but we just have to prepare either way. I'm not quite sure where he's at with the time frames with his injury or how it's tracking, but yeah, he's doing everything he can.
Just on the back of all the talk out of the Shield start around yourself and obviously Will Pucovski, were you feeling any pressure, or were there conversations with selectors and just on the back of that, with obviously news of Davey's injury, is that sort of pressure or nerves eased at all about keeping your place?
No, look, to be completely honest, nothing changes from my end. I'm always looking forward to the next game and the preparation required. I did a lot of work to get ready for these Indian bowlers and this series in the winter, so I've really been looking forward to it. I guess with regards to selection, as players, we never go into games thinking about selection or worrying about that. The focus is always about trying to win games, and starting this week with Australia A, it's about getting our prep sorted for the Test series, but also putting India on the back foot and landing the first punch, making sure they don't take any momentum into what's going to be a fantastic series.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.